Hey everybody, Bigtruth here. I want to tell you about these pictures I took a couple weeks ago. Back on April 25th, I went up just exploring, four-wheeling slash squatching. I couldn't get up to my normal area right now because of the snow. I might now, but I couldn't 2 weeks ago. And so I was basically just downhill, eight or 10 miles away as the crow flies from my normal spot and just lower elevation. So I got all up in the mountain, or up the mountain, got up into the snow, did some heavy duty four wheeling, and not much going on top of the mountain that I could see or feel or sense. Nothing. So I'm coming back down. I pretty much given up on the day after a couple hours of tromping around the mountains, and I took a couple walks out in the woods, and not much going on, not much evidence, not much anything. So I kind of resigned myself to taking pictures of flowers and scenery, and so I'm on my way out. I'm not all the way down on the flat yet, but I'm down off the steep part of the mountain, and I'm stopping to take pictures of flowers and such. And then I come across this spot where I can see the mountains in two different directions amongst all the trees. So I thought it was a good spot to take a couple shots. So I get out, I take a few pictures, and all of a sudden I hear this snap, snap, like tree snaps. And they were off to my right. And I mean, I had the camera in my hand taking pictures, so I just threw it up and took a picture over that way. And then I brought it down and I hit video. And I got a quick 1-minute video. And then I went back to taking pictures. And all in all, I took 12 or 15 pictures. And in 3 of those pictures and the video, I got to that one spot where I caught these subjects. Now, when you see this picture, you think, oh, it's just another blob squatch. That's nothing. But the cool thing is I got some comparison shots. Okay, this first picture I took, I caught these guys standing, one to the left of the tree and one back in the bushes between those trees in there. So I didn't see anything at the time, but about the time I took that first picture, boy, this feeling of fear and dread hit me, and it's nothing new. I've felt this feeling numerous times, and I'm learning to recognize it. Every time I still think, oh, it's just your brain playing tricks on you or whatever. I still totally doubt it. But then looking through the pictures later, I see this, this silhouette of Bigfoot, and I'm like, wow, that like almost matches the brown thermal. I mean, that's pretty classic shape. You can see the cone on the head and everything. So with my very limited tools, all I had was my phone, which is what I took the pictures with, my Galaxy S5 Android phone. So I got a studio on there. So I just sent the pictures straight to the studio, and all I did was I hit auto fix and I hit sharpen, and then I brightened them up just a little bit with the brightness. So that's the only tools I had to work with these pictures. And then, of course, I had to send them through my email to get them to my computer. So, because I couldn't, for some reason, I can't get Studio onto my computer. All I can get is the regular pictures I took. So anyway, side story. I don't have the tools to work with pictures, basically. That's what I'm trying to get at. So I got these crappy pictures. I have the original pictures with the original resolution. And if anybody knows how I could send them somewhere without them being compressed, I'd be happy to have people look at these and maybe bring out more detail or even debunk it if you can, I mean, honestly, on my way out there yesterday, Mother's Day, May 8th, I was almost hoping that I could see something natural there that would have caused those images to happen, just so that I could make a little instructional video on what not to believe. You know what I mean? I mean, It's just honest to God truth, what happened and what it is. Now, I went back there so that I could get the pristine comparison shots that people want to see that show that there's nothing there. And that's what I got. And I took my tape measure, and from my approximate location, just from looking at the pictures, I measured, and it come out to 66 feet to where they were at and from where I was at. Now, I was examining the pictures there on site, and I noticed this little branch that runs across the big guy's brow. So I look there in real life and I see the branch. Okay, so I say that's a really good place to get a height measurement. So I measure from the ground to that branch, and from the road where I'm looking, it looks like it could be 6 or 8 feet. I get over there and I measure it, and guess what? That little branch is 10 feet off the ground. That puts that guy at about 10 foot 3, 10 foot 4 by the time you get to the top of that sagittal crest. That's wild. And what's even more wild is the guy on the other side of the tree from him is even taller. Now, I walked to the back over there where they were at, and sure enough, there is space back there, and they could get right up in the trees, like from the opposite side, exactly where I saw them. And interesting thing is the one that looks like your classic Sasquatch, that's got the profile, that it's possible that he could have been elevated about a foot, because there was this smaller tree that was down that ran across through there. Maybe that was the cracks I heard when I heard the cracks. Maybe he was stepping up on there. I don't know. But it's very interesting that the tree that the big tall guy was standing by, there was really no foothold, no way to go to get up and elevate oneself from there. There's no rocks or anything in there. So that's interesting that either he had himself held up on the tree, or the dude's 11 foot plus. So pretty scary, and that's might be why I had that strong feeling to get the heck out of there. Basically, it put me in the truck. But I got these other comparison shots of the guy next to the tree gone and the other big guy hunched down looking at me. And then in the third shot, same thing, but just a little different angle on the guy that was looking at me still. And boy, the crystal clear comparison shots that I got on May 8th, they pretty much prove that there was something there, because there is nothing there. There's no natural nothing that could have been causing it. It's just almost the same conditions. Nice bright sunny day, the stiff breeze, and then I walked over there, and I thought I was going to be in the frame when I took this video. And so I walk over there and I throw my hand up above my head, because I'm 6'2", and I can, in an 8-foot flat ceiling, I can reach up and touch it. So the top of my fingers, right around 8 feet. And a little clip I took here, you can see that all you can see is my hand in the frame of where these guys were at. So you got my hand there at 8 feet, and you got that branch up there at 10 feet. And those guys are both higher than that. So there's your deal. There's your comparison. I got up behind the trees. I can show you a picture up in there. And as far as the footprints or anything, I found some big deep depressions and stuff, but it's really hard to get anything in that strata. That's like a really littered floor, lots and lots of little broken sticks and branches and pine needles all over the place, and it's just a really bad place to try to find footprints. But it did look like the ground was disturbed here and there. And there you go. I caught a couple pictures. I felt something. Later on, I was looking through the pictures. I saw something. I checked it out, zoomed in, brightened it up, saw something else, and then I went back and did the footwork and did my little investigation. And here in this final comparison, you can see they're in the one on the left, and they're just not there on the right. And you can see the light coming through the bushes where there was the mass of a Sasquatch back there blocking it. And you can also see where that little vine-like branch is hanging down, straight down. Right in the picture with the Bigfoot, he's got it pushed over on the bottom and it bends. And you can also see that the other bushes there are kind of almost wrapped around him, like he's right up in them. And that one branch looks like it's going right over his shoulder. And there you have it. And oh, one other thing. It seems like they have like gray faces. And it's not the first pictures I captured with something that looked like it had a gray or even almost white face. So I don't know if that's like genetic or it's just in my area or if it's universal. But I'm going to be looking into that further. But in the meantime, take a good look at this. I think it's legit. Enjoy. Bigtruth out.